What's going on, everyone? I'm Ronny Phillip with the Kingly Group at Keller Williams Realty, coming to you live from my office here in North Dallas. I have a very special guest on my show. This is my friend, my longtime friend from 6th grade, Troy Billett. So
it's been like what, 12 years now?
Yeah, dude, it's been. We've known each other for half a lifetime almost, right? We're 23 now.
Yeah.
Both have our own businesses, so it's been pretty cool. 16 people are on. Hey, if you're watching this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and give us some hearts. So today I'm gonna talk about the purpose of the Ronny Phillip Show. Is I bring people onto my show that inspire me. So people that are doing business and doing things at a high level in their life. So Troy is a traveling business consultant. So introduce yourself. What exactly do you do? What's a business consultant?
So a business consultant can be many different things, but my focus is on startups. And what I do is I help people with genuinely good ideas to help launch them, help them do the business side of it. Because for me, like, I'm not a specialist in programming or in real estate or that, but I am a specialist when it comes to business because I started my first company when I was 17. So back in high school. And yeah, it's just been a roller coaster since then, but I've been able to help a lot of companies all over the world.
So what business did you start in high school?
So it all started when I got in a lot of trouble in high school because I was doing some stupid stuff. You know, I was trying to be crazy. I don't know, I got involved in drinking and smoking and stuff, but I got in a lot of trouble, but I decided to make it a positive thing instead of a bad thing, and I decided to learn from it. And so I started getting involved in film because I was like, oh, this is cool, like I want to be cool. So I got involved in film, and I don't know, I just put a company together. I started helping people with their music videos, short films, promotional content for their companies.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, whoa, I'm just doing the production side of it. I'm just doing the business side of it. And when I see that I'm just managing a bunch of technical people, I'm not the one actually doing the technical stuff, I was like, oh, I got to study management. I got to go to university for management.
So what film company did you work for?
So it started with my company, TNR Productions.
Okay.
But when I finished high school, I was like, I applied to go to university, but my dad was like, oh, I can't pay for it.
Yeah.
So I decided to go to Los Angeles and start my film career. And so I started working for Hulu. I'm sure most of you guys have heard of Hulu before.
Who's heard of Hulu? Comment yes. So Hulu is like Netflix, you know? It's like the same thing.
Yeah, they stream shows like the next day or soon after. And I was the editor for them. And then my grandfather calls me from Colombia because I'm half Colombian, and Colombian pride right here. And then he said, like, why aren't you in school? He was really upset, and he's like, I'm gonna write a check right now, you better go. So a week later, I end up in Switzerland, and I'm just like, it's blowing my mind because this is where I always wanted to go. It was my dream to go there, but you know, parents' circumstances, money circumstances don't always work out. So when I got there, I actually hated it. I hated it so much.
Really?
It was so difficult. Like, I didn't know the language. I didn't know where the damn grocery store was. Like, I was lost. So lost.
It was like a cultural shock, right?
Yeah, complete culture shock, complete out of my comfort zone. But that's exactly what I needed, because when I came back, you know, I was upset because I don't know, I think I was trying to escape the problems that I had from back in high school. So like home was this like charged place with all these bad things.
Yeah.
And so when I realized like, no, it's just me, like I can't run away from myself even if I go to Europe.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, when I came back the second semester, I had accepted that. I had accepted myself and who I was. Mm-hmm. And that made me have the best semester of my life, and there's like no way in hell I'm ever gonna leave this school.
Yeah.
I gotta graduate.
So which school did you go to?
So the school is called Franklin University, Switzerland. I hope you guys have heard of it. If you haven't, you definitely got to check it out. They got a master's program if you're out of school already. Just think about it. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, so you took the school route. I dropped out of college. So when you're starting a business, right? Mm-hmm. Is college necessary to become successful in business?
I don't think it necessarily is necessary to become successful in business. For me, it was an extra tool that I used. Yeah. But it's definitely not necessary. I mean, how I got involved with startups is like, I started helping people at my school, and so those are the connections that I use because that's the community I was in. Yeah. But it doesn't matter what community you're in. Like, you just got to use the community. You gotta talk to them. You got to give them value so they can give you value.
Yeah. So, what kind of companies have you worked for? Because you worked from all over the world. You talked Italy, Boston, Los Angeles, Switzerland. Where else?
Yeah, so I spent 4 years in Switzerland, but then I started working for different companies while I was in school, but then afterwards I picked up a job in Norway with this amazing startup called Glimty. You should check them out. They're doing some revolutionary stuff with bots. Basically, the idea was he was a brilliant programmer. His name's Daniel. I love the guy. He's a great guy. He's actually Colombian too. That's why I said the Colombian pride thing. But he basically created an AI that talks to you through Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
And what you do is you're like, oh, I need to get a present for my mom. Here's a couple of things I know about her. And the robot starts suggesting you gift ideas.
Okay.
And so he's like, dude, this product works great. People want to use it, but I don't know anything about business. I need your help on the business side. With my experience, I was able to get him off the ground. He's got a team of 10. They're making money now. They're doing great.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. That's just one example. And now I'm in Dallas doing it for an event planning company. I did it in Los Angeles for a drone company, filming and drone. So yeah, I still dabble in the things that I was passionate in high school, film.
Yeah.
But that's why I always urge people to just get started. It's not about going the right direction, because once you get started, you start realizing what you love. Like, yeah, it wasn't film that I loved. It was business. It was startups.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have noticed that if I didn't start at film.
Yeah.
If you didn't start, you just got to jump into it.
Yeah. So, what drives you every day? Like, what's your big motivation in being this worldwide traveling business consultant? Like,
I think what really drives me is the passion that I see in people. They're so passionate about their ideas and especially new concepts. When they come up with it, you see their eyes light up and you see that they're determined, and that inspires me every day, because I'm like, fantastic. Like, I see other people are driven, they're going about their ideas, but everyone's not like that. Sometimes they need a nudge, sometimes they need a push, and so that's what I also try to help them with. Sometimes they're like, I'm not sure about this idea. So if you guys have ideas, you want to talk about them to somebody, just hit me up and we can talk about your ideas and we can figure out which ones are good and we can validate those.
Yeah. So that's great, man. Like, and I also want to talk about like, you move every couple of months to multiple cities, multiple countries, different things like that, every 6 months. So what is that lifestyle like?
I'm basically living out of a suitcase, man. Like, I had to get rid of all my stuff. Like, I don't have anything left except for one suitcase, and I just make it happen. I mean, I figure out what are the essentials, what do I really need to keep my life going, and all I need is this, and some clothes maybe. But no, I just make it happen that way, and I'm going to be leaving for Boston. I'll be there for 3 months for another contract job, and then you just go with it. Like, I don't have a contract for the summer yet, but I know I will, because usually a month out, someone calls me up and they're like, hey, I got an idea, I need your help.
So how are you marketing yourself as a business consultant? Like, how have you been getting these contracts?
I think it's really scary because people are like, oh, I don't want this 23-year-old like telling me what to do with my business, right?
Yeah.
That's scary for them. But in reality, like, all of my connections are through personal referrals. People that I know, they're like, hey man, this guy's talented, I think you should hit him up about your startup. And so that's why I'm reaching out to like your community as well, because everyone needs help in some way or another. They just, sometimes they're scared to ask for it, or sometimes they don't know how to go about it. And so here I'm just trying to help people, and I just want to make it happen. Yeah,
it's all about helping people and giving value. I mean, that's our core values here at the Kingly Group is for our clients to have the ultimate real estate experience. Whether it's buying, selling, investing in real estate, or if they even have any questions. So that's my core values, and Troy reflects the same, which is why I have him on the Ronny Phillips show. So
and something that's awesome about Ronny Phillip and his show and what he does is that he's not doing it like everybody else does it. And that's the way to do it. Like, for example, like, I was in college and I wanted to finish, and my grandfather passed away, and I was already set on graduating from there. I wanted to spend the 4 years there. And so when he passed away, there was a huge controversial thing in my family about all the different uncles and aunts that I had, because I had over 8. Mm-hmm. And so, obviously that tied up the money, and that no progress was able to be made. And so what I did was like, I can't pay for the next semester. What am I going to do? Yeah. I decided it wasn't an option to go home. It wasn't an option to leave. So I crowdsourced the money that I needed. I reached out to all the people, my friends, my family, everyone I could reach, the alumni group. Yeah. People from my old schools, like everyone, and I was able to raise 20 grand, and I was able to stay and finish my education. And it's only because I did it differently than other people. most people wouldn't think to do that. They would go home or they would start some other way. And I'm not saying that way is wrong. I'm just saying if you want to be successful, if you want to continue what you're doing, you have to be different and you have to set yourself apart.
Yeah, it's definitely about setting yourself apart. You know, this is why I like to put people on my show that are outside of real estate and also in real estate, just to give people a wider perspective. Because, you know, as a 23-year-old man, like I want people to learn, especially younger kids. Like, if I knew the stuff I knew now when I was 17, I would have never went to college. You know, I would have started my real estate business as soon as I turned 18. But the experiences I went through got me to where I am today. So that's why I like putting this content out. So people who are on the fence about something, just go out and make it happen, you know? So
yeah, I think the most inspiring aspect about this is that, yeah, I'm not a millionaire, I'm not super successful, but I'm somewhere in the middle, you know? There's always a middle ground. You can't just, it's not just super successful or not successful. Yeah. It's a journey, and you got to experience that journey and have fun with it and make sure you're helping people along the way, because that's what's going to make it fun. That's what's going to make it rewarding. Yeah.
So what do you see yourself, like, you know, the next 5 years, next 10 years? Like, what's your goals, and what do you see for Billett Inc?
Definitely for Billett Inc, I see it becoming a hub where startups can come, ideas can come, and we can flourish and we can make them a reality. So it'll be some kind of program where people can come through and experience the program, yeah, and benefit from that. Right now it's kind of an individual, like, relationship, because I only have a small team, like 3-4 people, mm-hmm, and we help startups depending on what they need. Yeah. But I think eventually we'll get to a point where we can really excel them, you know, not just individual connections, but like go through a program that's successful, like kind of like an accelerator, an incubator. If you guys don't know what that is, just hit me up, ask. But yeah, and then for myself personally, like, I see developing income streams as the best way to have a successful life. Yeah. And, you know, for me, like, I started investing in real estate early on in order to start funding these educational expenses I had, but then also this consulting. Like, you asked me why did I get into consulting? Well, you can make more money doing consulting because instead of having one 9-to-5 job, you can have 5 different jobs and they're all paying you in, yeah, and you're paying based on objective, not based on hours. Yeah. So if you can get more done in less time, you get rewarded for that. Yeah. At a 9-to-5 job, a lot of the times they don't reward you for that. Yeah. And that's definitely something you got to take advantage of. So create as many income streams as you can, like stock market, whatever you like, whatever you're interested in, you can make it into an income stream. Just think about it. Be in the right mindset. Think about money. I know that, you know, money isn't what drives the world, people want to say, and people want to be happy without it, and you can be, but it does help when you're trying to achieve certain goals. Yeah. So set your goals, realize what you need for those goals, and you can make it happen. Yeah, so yeah, that's good. Also, one last question is, what type of startups do you like working with? I mean, I've really found myself working well with web-based companies. I mean, everyone says tech, and I know that's a vague kind of word, but really normally website based, or, you know, new ideas that need, it's kind of like disruptive innovation is, yeah, the kind of industry that I like to get into, because I really want to work with people who are going to change things, not just, you know, make money on the side. Like, yeah, it's got to revolutionize the industry, otherwise, you know, it doesn't have as much potential to succeed. Yeah. And, you know, we want to work with ideas we like. So if you guys have ideas, just reach out to us, talk to us. You know, Ronnie would love to talk to you about it too. Just reach out to us. That's how you get started. So what do you see that's going to be disruptive in the next 5-10 years? Obviously, artificial intelligence, these bots that using like mainstream media like Facebook. They're using Facebook Messenger to talk to you. They're going to be companies talking to you like through Facebook Messenger, like they're your friend. It's already happening, yeah. Yeah, it's already happening. Like, this is going to revolutionize the industry of advertising. You know, obviously live stuff has changed the scope of every social media aspect. Yeah. And, you know, it's just, we're going to see it play out, and we got to be watching, and we have to be aware, and then we can figure out where the opportunities are. Yeah. And the only reason I've been successful is because I'm looking for opportunities. Yeah. So be hungry. Be hungry for this. Okay. Well, cool. Well, thank y'all so much for watching this show. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, make sure you give me a call. And Troy as well, he's a business consultant, so if you have any questions for him, make sure to hit the add button on his profile, so
I also put a link to his business as well. So thank y'all so much for watching. If y'all saw this of value, make sure you comment and hit the like button and share this with your friends if there's anyone that you can see that this brings value to. So thank y'all so much for watching. There's over 1,000 of you that watch my videos every single time, almost 2,000 sometimes. So I appreciate every single one of y'all. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see y'all later. Take care.
Bye, guys.